So today we're going to talk about different kinds of motorcycle helmets, their purposes, what kind of people you normally see wearing which ones, and which ones I think, well, everybody should wear, honestly. So you've got, really, the way I see it, 4 different kinds of helmets. You've got full face, which covers your entire head, which is what I'm wearing, and which is what you see most sport bikers wear. After your full face, you've got your 3/4, which covers the head, but it also covers the sides of the head. It covers the entire back, and it covers up top, but it doesn't cover the face. It doesn't have any sort of chin protection. It doesn't have any face protection. Typically, I've seen a couple recently that have kind of like throw-down visors, like the ones you see on a full-face helmet, except it extends all the way down. But even with that, you still have 0 chin protection in the event of a crash. And that face protection probably isn't going to last against anything less than just flying debris. After 3/4, you've got a half helmet, also known as a brain bucket. And this is typically, but not always, what you see guys on cruisers wearing. This is basically the minimum, the absolute minimum that the Department of Transportation requires in most states. So states like the state of Georgia that do have a mandatory helmet law in which every motorcycle rider must wear a helmet regardless of age or experience. That's what you see a lot of guys wearing, because it's the minimum. You know, it doesn't cover the sides of the head, it just covers the top, really. It doesn't cover the back. Kind of like a bicycle helmet, honestly. That's what it looks like. And they're jokingly referred to as brain buckets because in the event of a crash, that's really all they're going to protect is their brain. It's not going to cover the rider's, you know, ears, chin, face, none of that. And probably the best question to ask yourself when you're wondering what kind of helmet should I buy, you should probably ask yourself, how much of your face do you like? Do you like just your brain? Do you like your face? Do you like the sides of your head but not your face? You know. And finally, there's another compromise. There's a compromise helmet called a transformer, also referred to as a modular helmet. And basically, what this is it's a 3/4 helmet, but the chin part, like it does have a chin part like a full face helmet. Where it differs from a full face, however, is that the entire lower part of the helmet, the chin, which includes the visor and the chin, can lift up over the helmet, much like the visor on a full face helmet. So you can actually lift the chin part up for if you want more ventilation, or maybe if you're doing some just around town riding, you can lift that up, and then maybe if you hit the highway, or you hit some more dangerous roads or something, or you want more protection all of a sudden, then you can throw down that section, and you've got a lot more protection. So I think that's a pretty cool compromise. Personally, I wear a full face. I think most everybody should wear a full face, just because it does give you a lot more protection than a 3/4 or especially a half helmet. Transformers are nice. My only thing with Transformers, I've never been in a crash with one, so I couldn't tell you, but my only problem with Transformers is that if the helmet is made such that the chin part can come up, then what does that mean in a crash? So if I get into a crash and my chin hits the ground first, or whatever, does that mean that the helmet is just going to lose it and that the chin's just going to fly up? You know, what does that mean for an impact? If the helmet suffers a severe impact, how is that chin piece affected? That's my question. So that's my only complaint with the Transformer helmets. Obviously, full face is going to be the best for protection. Some people complain that it limits visibility. I'm here to tell you that it does not. I can see a full 180 degrees almost in front of me. My field of view really doesn't feel any different than if I wasn't wearing a helmet. Think about it like this too. Modern, I guess, racers, MotoGP, AMA, Isle of Man, All these guys wear full face helmets, obviously, because it gives them protection. But you have to think, too, these guys are professional racers. You know, they are riding their motorcycles to the absolute limits. And if they can see just fine with the full face, I would imagine that you can too. And I've never had any issues with visibility with any of the helmets I've worn. I figure as long as you wear a decent helmet, then you should not have any of these visibility problems that some people complain about. Other people might complain, especially in the summertime, about ventilation or breathability of a full face, and I think that's a fair argument. However, most well-made full-face helmets, especially your more expensive ones, are going to ventilate very well. Extremely well. And as long as you're moving, the full-face helmet feels great, honestly. Even in the summertime, I live in the state of Georgia, and in the summertime, it can get literally 110 degrees Fahrenheit or hotter. And as long as I'm moving, I don't have a problem. Just like with my textile jacket and my gear, you know, as long as I keep moving at a decent speed, you know, the free-flowing mesh in the jacket keeps me cool, the vents in the helmet keep my head cool, I don't really have any complaints. So that doesn't really bother me that much. Another thing I like about the full-face helmets is that they're sealed. So why would you want a sealed helmet? Well, if you're on the highway and you've got a lot of wind noise, a full-face helmet won't eliminate the wind noise, but it'll at least cut a lot of that out. Also, if you've got a really loud exhaust like I do, the full-face helmet will help cut out that a little bit, so you don't have to wear earplugs or anything like that. That's nice. Also, if it rains, well, if it rains, you're going to get wet, but one thing I don't have to worry about is my head getting wet. I just close up the vents, and my head doesn't get wet. My visor gets wet, but because of the way it's shaped, it's very aerodynamically shaped. At speed, the water literally just flies off the visor. Like, literally, I don't know how to explain it, but you just see the water droplets move off to the sides and just fall off. It's kind of cool. So you don't really have to worry about wind, or not wind, I'm sorry. You do have to worry about wind. You don't really have to worry about water as much. So that's nice to have. So it protects you from the environment, and it protects you a lot more in the event of a crash. So personally, I'm a proponent of full-face helmets.